Have you ever felt like someone you care about doesn't truly value you? Whether it's in a personal relationship, a friendship, or even at work, recognizing the subtle signs of disrespect, betrayal, or neglect can be challenging. In this video, we'll explore the behaviors that reveal when someone doesn't prioritize your worth, and how understanding these red flags can empower you to reclaim your self-respect and set healthier boundaries. Stay with us until the end to discover not only how to identify these toxic patterns, but also how to cultivate relationships that genuinely uplift and honor the unique individual that you are. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. Disrespect and betrayal are like silent storms that descend upon the peaceful seas of our lives, often without warning. They strike with an unexpected force that can leave you breathless, bewildered, and wondering how everything changes so quickly. Imagine the vulnerability of opening your soul to someone you deeply trust, sharing with them the delicate dreams you've nurtured for years, dreams that you've held close to your heart, protected like precious treasures. Then, in a single heart-crushing moment, they dismiss your aspirations with a careless, "That's unrealistic." It's more than just a comment, it's a subtle, yet deeply cutting form of disrespect that feels like a knife slowly carving away at the very foundation of your hopes and ambitions. The pain of betrayal, however, is an even sharper blade. Picture the deep bond you believe you have with a friend, someone you've confided in, someone you trust implicitly. Then, one day you hear your most guarded secrets being casually shared with others as if they meant nothing. The shock and hurt that follow are profound, leaving you not only feeling exposed but also questioning your judgment and the very nature of trust. Betrayal is like an unseen wound, festering beneath the surface, causing you to doubt not just others but yourself. The emotional toll of such an experience can be overwhelming, leaving scars that may never fully heal. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Throughout history, disrespect and betrayal have been the catalysts for some of humanity's darkest moments. Think of Brutus, who betrayed Julius Caesar with a treachery that echoes through the ages, or the countless broken promises and shattered alliances that have altered the course of nations. These acts are not just historical footnotes, they are powerful reminders of the fragile nature of trust and the devastating consequences when it is broken. We are reminded that trust is a precious commodity, one that must be guarded and cherished, for once it is lost, it is almost impossible to regain. But while the wounds of disrespect and betrayal can cut deep, holding on to the bitterness and anger that they provoke only chains us to the past. Forgiveness is not about excusing the wrongs that were done, it is about freeing ourselves from the heavy burden of resentment that can consume our souls. It's a difficult path to choose, especially when the hurt runs deep, but it is a choice that ultimately leads to healing. Imagine carrying a heavy stone with you wherever you go, its weight pressing down on you, slowing your every step. Forgiveness is the act of setting that stone down, choosing to walk forward unburdened, with a lighter heart and a clearer mind. It is not a gift to the one who hurt you, but a gift to yourself, a way to reclaim your peace and your power. Disrespect, more often than not, comes cloaked in seemingly innocent interactions. A colleague might constantly tease you, their words laced with what they call harmless fun, but the sting of each joke is a reminder that they do not value you. Or perhaps a family member offers unsolicited advice under the guise of care, but their words are tinged with criticism that chips away at your confidence. These actions, small as they may seem in isolation, accumulate over time. Like a tiny crack in a wall, each instance might appear minor, but together they weaken the very structure of your self-esteem, until one day it crumbles under the weight of repeated disrespect. In the end, the choices we make in response to disrespect and betrayal shape our futures. We can choose to be weighed down by the pain, or we can choose to let go, to forgive, and to move forward. The path to healing is not easy, but it is a path worth taking for our own sake and for the sake of the relationships we hold dear. Betrayal is like a dagger aimed straight at your heart, delivering a blow that leaves you breathless and reeling. Picture this: you've poured your soul into a project, sacrificing countless hours, enduring sleepless nights, and investing every ounce of creativity and passion you possess. Then, just as you begin to see the fruits of your labor, a friend, someone you trusted, steals your idea and presents it as their own. The emotional fallout from such an act is overwhelming. It's a mix of anger so intense it burns, hurt so deep it aches, and a profound sense of disillusionment that shakes you to your core. You gave not just your time and energy, but a piece of yourself, and in return, you were met with treachery and deceit, as if the universe played a cruel joke at your expense. The repercussions of disrespect and betrayal are not easily shaken off. They cling to you, shadowing your thoughts and actions long after the initial wound is inflicted. When someone repeatedly crosses your boundaries, it creates a toxic environment where anxiety and self-doubt flourish. It's like living in a house with an unreliable alarm system. You're always on edge, waiting for the next breach, never truly feeling safe or secure. Every small act of disregard chips away at your sense of self, leaving you vulnerable and constantly second-guessing your worth. Betrayal leaves even deeper scars. Imagine having a beloved book torn from your hands, its pages ripped apart before your eyes. That's the emotional devastation of betrayal that makes you hesitant to trust again, fearful of opening your heart or investing in something new. The pain of losing something cherished, especially when it's taken by someone you thought you could trust, can make you wary of ever letting yourself be vulnerable again. It's as if every future opportunity for joy is tainted by the shadow of past hurt, leaving you questioning whether the risk is worth the potential reward. Yet, even in the darkest moments, there is a glimmer of hope, a reminder that you have the power to reclaim your life and rebuild what has been broken. The first step is to assert your boundaries, making it clear that you will no longer tolerate disrespect or betrayal. If a friend repeatedly makes hurtful or inappropriate comments, it's time to confront them, to let them know that their behavior is unacceptable. If a colleague spreads gossip or undermines you, don't be afraid to address it directly or distance yourself from their negativity. Silence can often be mistaken for acceptance, so finding your voice is crucial in protecting your self-worth. It's also important to recognize that not all relationships are meant to endure forever. Some connections, much like withered flowers, have simply reached the end of their natural lifespan. Clinging to relationships that consistently bring you pain or disappointment only prolongs your suffering. Letting go, while difficult, can be a profound act of self-love. It's an opportunity to clear away the clutter of toxic relationships, making room for new connections that are healthier, more fulfilling, and better aligned with your values and needs. Imagine a room so cluttered that there's no space to move or breathe. Letting go is like finally clearing that room, creating space for the light to enter, for joy and fulfillment to find their way back into your life. In the end, your journey through disrespect and betrayal can become a powerful catalyst for growth and transformation. By setting clear boundaries, confronting negativity, and letting go of what no longer serves you, you pave the way for healing and new beginnings. It's a path that requires courage and resilience, but it leads to a place of inner peace and renewed strength. Building healthy relationships begins with the foundation of self-respect. Imagine yourself as a magnificent garden filled with vibrant flowers and lush greenery, each representing different aspects of your personality, dreams, and values. In this garden, disrespect and betrayal are like invasive weeds. They creep in unnoticed, stealing the nutrients that are meant to nourish your growth and threatening to choke the life out of your most cherished aspirations. But just as a gardener tends to their plants with care and vigilance, You have the power to protect your inner garden. By setting healthy boundaries and surrounding yourself with people who uplift and support you, you create an environment where your garden can truly flourish. These supportive individuals are like the sunshine and rain that your garden needs to thrive. They see you for who you are, appreciate your unique qualities, and celebrate your dreams. They nurture your growth with kindness, encouragement, and respect, helping you to blossom into your fullest potential. When you cultivate relationships with these kinds of people, your garden becomes a sanctuary, a place where you can grow freely and confidently, knowing that you are valued and loved for exactly who you are. So, take a stand for yourself. Don't settle for relationships that leave you feeling small, diminished, or disrespected. You deserve to be treated with kindness, honesty, and appreciation, not just occasionally, but consistently. Life is a journey, and the company you keep along the way makes all the difference. Surround yourself with those who see your worth, who cheer for your successes, and who offer a steady hand when you stumble. By prioritizing your well-being and setting firm boundaries, you create a space where trust and respect can thrive, allowing your inner garden to grow without the threat of weeds. And never forget the power that lies in your ability to walk away from situations that no longer serve you. The strength to leave behind what diminishes you is not just a survival tactic, it's an act of profound self-love and empowerment. It's a declaration that you value yourself enough to seek out the light, even when it means leaving behind the familiar shadows. Take Sarah, for example, a scientist with eyes that sparkled with curiosity and a mind brimming with ideas. For years, she dedicated herself to a groundbreaking project on renewable energy, pouring her heart and soul into every experiment, every late night in the lab fueled by a burning passion to change the world. Sarah believed in the potential of her work, and she believed in the friendship she shared with Emily, her best friend and confidant. She trusted Emily with her dreams, sharing every breakthrough and every frustration, believing that her friend would be there to support her through it all. But trust, as Sarah would soon discover, can be as fragile as a delicate bloom in her garden. When Emily took the very ideas Sarah had shared in confidence and presented them as her own, the betrayal cut deep. It was as if a part of Sarah's garden had been ripped out by the roots, leaving behind a gaping void where trust once grew. The pain of that betrayal was immense, but it also served as a powerful lesson. Sarah realized that to protect her garden, she needed to be more discerning about who she allowed into it. She learned that setting boundaries was not about keeping people out, but about ensuring that those who entered her life did so with respect, integrity, and genuine care. Sarah's story is a reminder that while we cannot always control the actions of others, we can control how we respond. We can choose to uproot the weeds of disrespect and betrayal, to tend to our gardens with love and care, and to surround ourselves with those who help us grow. In doing so, we create a life that is rich, vibrant, and full of potential, a life where our dreams can blossom into reality. Studies reveal a sobering truth, one that Sarah, a dedicated scientist with a passion for renewable energy, experienced firsthand. A staggering 1/3 of people have faced betrayal from someone they considered a close friend. Sarah's story is a poignant example. Her trust was shattered when Emily, her once trusted confidant, consumed by ambition, leaked Sarah's carefully crafted research proposal to a rival lab. The betrayal was a gut punch, one that left Sarah reeling with raw pain. Surveys consistently show that betrayal by a close friend cuts the deepest, leaving scars that are not easily healed. The consequences of Emily's actions were nothing short of devastating. Armed with Sarah's groundbreaking ideas, the rival lab raced to publish a strikingly similar paper, effectively stealing the spotlight and potentially delaying the world's access to this vital research. This is not just a tale of personal loss, it mirrors the very real effects of betrayal documented in numerous studies. Victims of such treachery often experience heightened levels of stress, anxiety, and depression, as the emotional fallout from betrayal disrupts their lives in profound ways. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment below to let me know that you are still here with me. For Sarah, the passion that once fueled her research was tainted by a deep sense of disillusionment. She began to question not only the value of her work, but also her ability to trust anyone ever again. The betrayal shook her to her core, threatening to unravel everything she had worked so hard to build. Yet, in the face of such adversity, Sarah made a conscious decision not to be defined by this painful experience. Research suggests that resilience, the ability to bounce back from hardship, is crucial in overcoming betrayal. Those who practice forgiveness and focus on the positive aspects of their lives are more likely to heal and move forward. Fueled by a determination to reclaim her work and her sense of self, Sarah channeled her anger into action. She meticulously documented every step of her research process, creating an undeniable trail of evidence that proved the originality of her ideas. With the guidance of a supportive mentor, Sarah reworked her proposal, breathing new life into her project. She submitted it to a different, more reputable journal, refusing to let the betrayal define the course of her career. This act of defiance was more than just a professional move, it was a personal victory. It echoed the findings of a survey where 70% of people reported feeling empowered after overcoming betrayal, turning their pain into a catalyst for growth. However, the experience left an indelible mark on Sarah. She became more cautious and more selective about who she allowed into her inner circle. This heightened sense of skepticism is not uncommon. Studies indicate that those who have experienced betrayal tend to be more guarded in future relationships. Yet this wariness was not entirely negative. It became a vital part of Sarah's growth, teaching her the invaluable lesson of self-reliance and the importance of establishing clear boundaries. In time, Sarah's perseverance paid off. Surrounded by colleagues who respected her work and valued her integrity, she found the strength to continue her research. Years later, her groundbreaking paper on renewable energy was finally published in a prestigious journal, earning the recognition it deserved. The journey had been long and arduous, marked by moments of doubt and pain, but Sarah emerged from it stronger and more resilient than ever. Her story is a testament to the indomitable human spirit, the ability to rise above adversity and claim one's rightful place in the world. Sarah's experience serves as a powerful reminder that while betrayal can shake us to our core, it also offers an opportunity for growth and transformation. In the end, Sarah not only reclaimed her work, but also rediscovered her strength, proving that even in the face of the deepest betrayals, we have the power to rebuild and thrive. Ghosting in communication is a uniquely painful experience that many of us have endured at one point or another. It's that sinking feeling you get when you pour your heart into a message, only to be met with a deafening silence. It's like standing at the edge of a vast, empty canyon, shouting out your feelings and hopes, only to be met with nothing, no echo, no response, just an overwhelming void. This phenomenon, known as ghosting, goes far beyond the simple absence of a reply. It's a stark and often heartbreaking indicator of where you truly stand in someone's life. At its core, communication is the lifeblood of any meaningful relationship. It's not just about the words we exchange, it's about the connection that those words create, the sense of being heard, understood, and valued. When someone consistently ghosts you, it feels like they are constructing an invisible wall between you, a barrier that keeps you at arm's length and shuts you out of their world. The silence that follows isn't just empty, it's filled with doubts, worries, and questions that gnaw away at your confidence and self-worth. Are they too busy to respond, or are they deliberately avoiding you? These unanswered questions create a storm of uncertainty, shaking the very foundations of trust and closeness that should naturally exist between two people who care about each other. The pain of ghosting doesn't stop at the unanswered message. It seeps into your emotional well-being, leaving you feeling neglected and unimportant. Human beings are wired for connection, and part of that connection is the need for reciprocity in communication. We reach out with the expectation that our effort will be met with equal enthusiasm, and that our words will find a welcoming home, in the heart of the person we care about. When that expectation is met with silence, it's easy to feel rejected, isolated, and lonely. It's a stark reminder that meaningful relationships aren't sustained by one-sided efforts. They thrive on mutual engagement, responsiveness, and a shared commitment to staying connected. Ghosting also speaks volumes about the person who chooses to disengage. In today's world, where technology makes it easier than ever to stay in touch, ignoring someone's attempts to connect sends a powerful and often hurtful message. It suggests that maintaining a relationship with you isn't a priority for them, or worse, that they lack the emotional maturity to handle the discomfort of difficult conversations or confrontations. It reveals a fundamental misalignment in how both parties perceive the relationship's value and the effort required to nurture it. While you might be investing time, energy, and emotion into the relationship, their silence suggests that they don't see it as worthy of the same commitment. The impact of ghosting is profound. It's not just about the unanswered messages or the missed calls, it's about what those silences represent. They reflect a disconnection, a lack of investment, and often a disregard for your feelings. Over time, this can erode your sense of self-worth, leaving you questioning whether you are deserving of attention, care, and respect. But it's important to remember that ghosting is a reflection of the other person's priorities and emotional capabilities, not a measure of your worth. In the end, ghosting forces you to confront the reality of the relationship. It pushes you to reassess what you deserve and to recognize that genuine connections require mutual effort and respect. It's a painful process, but it can also be an empowering one. By acknowledging the impact of ghosting and refusing to settle for relationships where your voice is unheard, you take a stand for your emotional well-being. You deserve to be in relationships where your efforts are reciprocated, where communication flows freely, and where you are valued for who you are. The reasons behind ghosting can be as complex and varied as the emotions it stirs in those left behind. Sometimes it's driven by fear of confrontation, fear of hurting someone's feelings, or fear of facing the discomfort of a difficult conversation. For others, it might be an avoidance tactic, a way to sidestep uncomfortable truths or escape a situation they no longer want to be part of. In some cases, ghosting is simply a sign of dwindling interest or a lack of emotional investment. Regardless of the underlying cause, the outcome is often the same: a growing chasm between two people who were once connected, a distance that can fester into resentment, hurt, and a gradual erosion of the trust that once held the relationship together. The prevalence of ghosting in modern relationships is more than just a personal issue. It reflects broader societal shifts in how we communicate and relate to one another. With the rise of digital communication, where interactions can be as fleeting as the swipe of a screen, the norms of social etiquette have become blurred. What was once universally considered rude, ignoring someone, leaving them in the dark without explanation, has, in some circles, become almost commonplace, though no less painful. This cultural shift forces us to grapple with important questions about respect, consideration, and the evolving expectations we place on our relationships, both romantic and platonic. In the aftermath of ghosting, it's crucial to turn inward and focus on self-care and introspection. It's easy to question your worth when someone pulls away without explanation, but it's important to remember that their inability or unwillingness to communicate effectively says more about them than it does about you. Healthy relationships are founded on mutual respect, open communication, and a shared willingness to face challenges together. If ghosting becomes a recurring theme in your interactions with someone, it may be a signal to reevaluate whether that relationship truly aligns with your values and emotional needs. Ultimately, while ghosting can be a bewildering and painful experience, it can also be a catalyst for growth and self-discovery. It teaches us valuable lessons in self-worth, discernment, and the importance of setting and honoring our boundaries. Ghosting prompts us to prioritize relationships that are reciprocal, supportive, and built on a foundation of genuine connection. By recognizing and upholding our expectations, we create space in our lives for relationships that truly uplift and enrich us, where communication is open and free-flowing, and where both parties feel valued, understood, and respected. In essence, ghosting, though painful, can be a reminder to seek out and nurture relationships that bring light and positivity into our lives, relationships where we are not left questioning our worth, but where we are cherished for exactly who we are. Interrupting others or consistently redirecting conversations to focus on one's achievements or experiences not only diminishes the contributions of others, but also reinforces a self-centered belief that their perspective is the most important. This behavior, over time, can drive a wedge between friends and colleagues, leaving them feeling unheard, undervalued, and ultimately alienated in the relationship. In professional settings, individuals who are overly focused on their success may prioritize personal career advancement over team collaboration, often taking credit for collective accomplishments or undermining colleagues to keep the spotlight on themselves. Research shows that workplaces with high levels of narcissism among employees often suffer from decreased productivity and morale. The lack of cooperation and trust in such environments can severely damage team dynamics, making it difficult for groups to function effectively and cohesively. In personal relationships, a partner who dominates conversations by constantly highlighting their successes or challenges may fail to provide the emotional support and validation that their significant other needs. This one-sided dynamic can lead to feelings of neglect, frustration, and imbalance, as the less dominant partner's needs and emotions are consistently overshadowed and overlooked. Both in professional and personal relationships, it's crucial to recognize the impact of self-absorbed behavior. When communication becomes a one-way street, it undermines the trust, respect, and mutual understanding that are essential for any healthy relationship. By being mindful of how we engage with others, ensuring that we listen as much as we speak and value others' contributions as much as our own, we create environments, both at work and in our personal lives, where everyone feels valued, respected, and supported. This balance not only strengthens individual relationships, but also fosters a culture of collaboration, empathy, and shared success. Psychological studies suggest that narcissistic behaviors often have roots in childhood experiences, particularly in environments where individuals were either excessively praised or neglected by their caregivers. These early experiences can shape a person's belief that their needs and desires take precedence over those of others. This sense of entitlement and self-importance may lead to difficulties in empathizing with others' perspectives or considering their feelings during interpersonal interactions. For example, individuals with narcissistic tendencies might show little concern for the emotions or struggles of those around them, instead focusing solely on how situations impact them personally. This self-centered outlook can create barriers to forming meaningful connections, as empathy and reciprocity are fundamental to healthy, enduring relationships. In the realm of social psychology, narcissism is frequently linked to an inflated sense of self-importance and a relentless need for admiration. Research indicates that individuals who score high on narcissistic traits often display lower levels of empathy and compassion, as their primary focus remains on fulfilling their desires and ambitions. For instance, in therapeutic settings, clients exhibiting narcissistic personality traits might initially seek help for issues such as depression or anxiety. However, they may find it challenging to engage in deep self-reflection or acknowledge how their behavior impacts others. Therapy, in these cases, can be a valuable tool, helping such individuals cultivate self-awareness and develop empathy for others' viewpoints. This, in turn, can lead to healthier relationship patterns and more meaningful interactions. When someone consistently dominates conversations and shows little interest in others' lives or feelings, it may be indicative of underlying narcissistic tendencies. Such behavior not only strains interpersonal relationships, but also points to a deeper, unfulfilled need for validation and admiration. Recognizing these patterns is crucial, as it can prompt individuals to seek the support they need to develop more balanced ways of relating to others. By doing so, they can foster more equitable, fulfilling connections in both their personal and professional lives. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Ultimately, addressing narcissistic behaviors involves a combination of self-awareness, empathy development, and often professional guidance. When individuals are willing to confront and understand these tendencies, they open the door to healthier relationships where communication, mutual respect, and genuine concern for others' well-being become the norm. This transformation not only benefits the individual but also enriches the lives of those around them, creating a more compassionate and connected community. Encountering individuals with narcissistic tendencies can be both captivating and deeply frustrating. Initially, their ability to command attention can seem charismatic, drawing others into their orbit with ease. Their charm, confidence, and storytelling prowess often make them the center of social gatherings, leaving an impression that can be hard to ignore. However, as time goes on, their self-centered nature becomes increasingly evident. What once seemed like an engaging conversation begins to feel like a one-sided monologue, where your thoughts and emotions are overshadowed by their need to remain the focal point. This dynamic can put a significant strain on relationships, as the imbalance of attention leaves you feeling neglected, undervalued, and perhaps even invisible. In social settings, these individuals often excel at captivating an audience with their animated and dramatic storytelling. Their anecdotes typically revolve around their achievements, challenges, or unique experiences, subtly reinforcing their status as the central figure in every narrative. This dominance in conversation can subtly, but powerfully, influence group dynamics, steering interactions to consistently reflect their perspectives and experiences. It can become a challenge to steer the conversation toward a more inclusive exchange, where everyone feels equally heard and respected. Over time, you may find yourself yearning for a dialogue where your voice and insights are valued as much as theirs, rather than feeling like an audience member in someone else's story. Ironically, their need for constant validation often results in a shallow understanding of others' lives. Genuine empathy, truly listening and connecting with someone else's emotions, takes a backseat when every conversation circles back to their world. They may miss important social cues, overlooking signs that others are uncomfortable, disengaged, or simply wishing to share their thoughts. This obliviousness can strain both friendships and professional relationships, as others struggle to find meaningful, reciprocal connections with someone so absorbed in their narrative. From a Stoic perspective, such self-centered behavior stands in stark contrast to the ideals of virtue, empathy, and selflessness. Stoicism teaches the importance of understanding others, cultivating compassion, and fostering meaningful connections through shared values and mutual respect. The self-absorbed individual, consumed by their quest for validation and attention, misses these opportunities for personal growth and genuine human connection. Their sense of self-worth remains fragile, perpetually reliant on external affirmation, rather than being anchored in intrinsic values and a deeper understanding of their place within the broader human experience. Navigating interactions with self-centered individuals requires a blend of patience, empathy, and self-awareness. Recognizing their need for validation can help you approach them with compassion, understanding the roots of their behavior without necessarily enabling it. Setting clear boundaries is crucial, ensuring that your own needs for reciprocal communication and emotional support are met. By gently steering conversations toward shared interests or inviting others to share their perspectives, you can encourage a more balanced and meaningful exchange. In doing so, you help create a space where everyone's voice is heard and where relationships are built on mutual respect and understanding, rather than being dominated by a single narrative. This approach not only protects your emotional well-being, but also subtly challenges the self-absorbed individual to engage more deeply and authentically with others. It's a delicate dance balancing empathy with assertiveness, but one that can lead to more fulfilling and equitable relationships, even with those who struggle to see beyond their reflection. In some cases, directly addressing someone's self-absorption can be a catalyst for positive change. Confronting them with honest feedback delivered with empathy and respect can prompt introspection and help them become more aware of how their behavior affects those around them. This approach, however, requires a delicate balance of tact and sensitivity. It's important to emphasize mutual respect while pointing out the imbalance in communication or behavior, ensuring that the conversation is constructive rather than confrontational. By framing your feedback in a way that highlights the value of reciprocal relationships and genuine connection, you can encourage them to reflect on their actions and potentially foster growth and positive change. Understanding the dynamics of self-centeredness involves delving deeper than surface-level observations. It means exploring the complexities of human behavior, uncovering insecurities, and recognizing the psychological patterns that shape how people interact with one another. By fostering empathy and striving for meaningful connections, we can navigate these dynamics with integrity and compassion. This approach not only honors our own needs but also respects the needs of others in our social circles, creating a more balanced and harmonious environment. Absent in the time of need, a revealing indicator of relationship depth. The absence of someone during times of need speaks volumes about the true depth of a relationship. When we face challenges, whether personal or professional, we naturally turn to those we believe care about us for support. The individuals who are conspicuously absent during these critical moments reveal much about their priorities and the level of genuine concern they have for us. Imagine you've been tirelessly working towards a personal goal, pouring your energy and passion into every step. During this journey, you hope for encouragement, advice, or simply a listening ear from those you consider close. The people who consistently show up and actively engage with your progress are the ones who truly value your journey. Their steady presence is a testament to their investment in your well-being and success, reinforcing the strength and depth of your connection. Conversely, those who disappear when the going gets tough may not prioritize your needs or may lack the empathy to understand your struggles. In relationships, whether friendships or romantic connections, mutual support during difficult times is crucial. It's in these vulnerable moments that we gain a clearer understanding of the bonds we share with others. If someone is absent when you need them most, it may signal a lack of emotional maturity, an inability to handle emotional situations, or simply a deficiency in understanding what true support entails. The impact of such absence extends far beyond the immediate situation. It can erode the foundation of trust that is essential in any relationship, leaving behind a sense of disappointment, hurt, or even resentment. Trust is built on the pillars of reliability and consistency, especially in moments when you are most in need of someone's presence or emotional support. When someone repeatedly fails to show up during your times of need, it doesn't just strain the relationship, it forces you to question their commitment and reliability, leading to a reevaluation of the relationship's true significance in your life. Navigating these moments of absence requires introspection and, at times, difficult decisions. It's important to recognize that relationships are a two-way street, requiring effort and care from both sides. If someone's absence becomes a pattern, it may be necessary to reassess the relationship's value and whether it aligns with your emotional needs and expectations. While it's important to extend understanding and compassion, it's equally vital to honor your well-being and seek out relationships that are mutually supportive and fulfilling. In the end, relationships are most deeply tested in times of need. The individuals who stand by you, offering their presence, empathy, and support, are the ones who truly deserve a place in your life. Their actions reflect a deep, genuine investment in your happiness and success, reinforcing the bonds that make relationships meaningful and enduring. On the flip side, those who consistently show up and offer their presence and support during tough times weave a stronger, more resilient fabric into the relationship. Their actions, often more powerful than words, speak volumes about their genuine care and concern for your well-being. These individuals understand that true friendship or partnership isn't just about sharing in the joys and celebrations, but also about standing by each other in moments of struggle and hardship. Their unwavering support during your most challenging times is a testament to the depth and sincerity of their commitment to the relationship. In professional settings, the dynamics mirror those found in personal relationships. Colleagues who are notably absent during challenging projects or tight deadlines can often be seen as unreliable team members. Effective teamwork thrives on mutual support, collaboration, and a shared sense of responsibility, particularly when navigating complex or stressful situations. Those who consistently contribute and offer assistance during these critical times demonstrate their dedication to the shared goals and success of the team. Their reliability not only strengthens the team's performance, but also fosters a sense of trust and camaraderie among team members. However, understanding the reasons behind someone's absence during times of need can provide valuable insights into their character and priorities. It's important to take into account various factors, such as personal circumstances, conflicting obligations, or even differences in communication styles that might explain their perceived absence. Yet, when a pattern of absence emerges without valid reasons, it may point to a deeper issue, a lack of genuine care or investment in the relationship. This recognition can be pivotal in determining the true nature of the bond and whether it aligns with your expectations and needs. Navigating relationships requires a delicate balance between giving and receiving support. It's natural for people to have varying capacities for empathy and availability, but mutual respect and understanding are key to maintaining healthy and fulfilling connections. Those who consistently show up during your moments of vulnerability likely value your relationship and prioritize your well-being. Their dependable presence is a telling indicator of the strength and sincerity of the bond, whether in personal or professional contexts. Conversely, those who are absent during your times of need, regardless of their intentions, may unintentionally reveal their true priorities or their limitations in offering meaningful support. Building strong, supportive relationships hinges on mutual respect, empathy, and a shared willingness to be there for each other through both the highs and lows of life. By recognizing and valuing those who consistently stand by you, you cultivate relationships that are not only resilient but also deeply rewarding. These are the connections that enrich your life, providing a solid foundation of trust and support that you can rely on, no matter what challenges come your way. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 4 below to let me know that you are still here with me. In exploring the 4 behaviors that indicate someone doesn't truly value you: dismissiveness, inconsistency, lack of respect for boundaries, and taking you for granted, it becomes evident that our self-worth is deeply connected to how we allow others to treat us. Recognizing these behaviors is an empowering act, one that enables us to reclaim our value and establish healthier boundaries in all areas of our lives. It's important to remember that our worth is not determined by how others treat us, but by how we choose to respond to those who fail to appreciate us. The first step towards fostering relationships built on mutual respect and appreciation is learning to identify these detrimental behaviors. When we acknowledge and address these signs early on, we create space for authentic connections, relationships where our value is both recognized and honored. This journey requires introspection and courage. It involves asking ourselves difficult questions about what we truly deserve and being willing to walk away from relationships that diminish our self-worth. This process isn't just about recognizing negative behaviors in others, but also about cultivating a deeper sense of self-awareness and confidence in our values. By setting clear expectations for how we want to be treated and holding ourselves accountable to those standards, we reinforce our intrinsic worth. Choosing to surround ourselves with people who uplift and cherish us is a powerful act of self-care. It strengthens our emotional well-being and reinforces the belief that we are worthy of love, respect, and appreciation. By consciously curating our relationships in this way, we not only protect our self-worth but also nurture it, allowing it to flourish in environments where it is truly valued. In the end, understanding these behaviors and taking steps to address them is about more than just protecting ourselves from harm. It's about affirming our right to be treated with dignity and respect. It's about creating a life filled with connections that are genuine, supportive, and nourishing, where our value is never in question and our worth is always celebrated. As we wrap up this deep dive into recognizing behaviors that indicate someone doesn't value you and how to reclaim your self-worth, I hope you've gained some valuable insights. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What have you learned so far? Is there one thing that stood out to you that you plan to bring into practice in your own life? Please take a moment to share your thoughts in the comments below. Your experiences and reflections can help inspire others on their journey as well. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content that empowers you to live your best life. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.